It's up to Congress to confront this egregious assault on our democracy. And after this, we're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you. We're going to walk down. We're going to walk down anyone you want, but I think right here, we're going to walk down to the Capitol. And we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women. And we're probably not going to be cheering so much for some of them. Because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength, and you have to be strong. We have come to demand that Congress do the right thing and only count the electors who have been lawfully slated. Lawfully slated. I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard. Today we will see whether Republicans stand strong for integrity of our elections. I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard. Today we will see whether Republicans stand strong for integrity of our elections, but whether or not they stand strong for our country. Our country. Our country has been under siege for a long time, far longer than this 4-year period. We've set it on a much straighter course, I thought, 4 more years, I thought it would be easy.
That was what every Democrat has tried to push as the incitement speech. You heard it, peacefully and patriotically.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country. Maybe there will be.
People need to start taking to the streets. This is a dictator.
There needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
Enemies of the state.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
Do something about your dad's immigration practices, you feckless.
When they go low, we kick.
How do you resist the temptation to run up and wring her neck?
The biggest terror threat in this country is white men, most of them radicalized to the right.
I thought he should have punched him in the face. I said, even if you lost, he insulted your wife.
Yes.
He came down the escalator and called Mexicans rapists and murderers. He said, well, what do you think I should have done? I said, I think you should have punched him in the face and then gotten out of the race. You would have been a hero.
I'd like to punch him in the face. I said if we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
Punch some people in the face!
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump, and that's a fact.
Look as his character is stabbed to death.
Where is John Wilkes Booth when you need him?
That's it right there, pulling up.
I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
If Latinos sit out the election, instead of saying we're going to punish our enemies and we're going to reward our friends who stand with us on issues that are important to us, if they don't see that kind of upsurge in voting in this election, then I think it's going to be hard.
A Missouri state senator is under investigation by the Secret Service after saying she hopes President Trump is assassinated.
I will go and take Trump out tonight.
And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
And sadly, the domestic enemies to our voting system and our honor and our Constitution are right at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
We talk to these folks because they potentially have the best answers, so I know whose ass to kick.
They're not going to stop before Election Day in November, and they're not going to stop after Election Day. And that should be, everyone should take note of that on both levels, that this isn't, they're not going to let up, and they should not.
If you think we're rallying now, you ain't seen nothing yet.
I want you to argue with them and get in their face.
You cannot be civil with a political party that wants to destroy what you stand for, what you care about. That's why I believe if we are fortunate enough to win back the House and or the Senate, That's when civility can start again. But until then, the only thing that the Republicans seem to recognize and respect is strength.
It's pretty obvious who. I'll tell you this. If the right wanted violence, there would not be a left. You guys can take this however you want to. You can go fuck yourself, whatever you need to do. But this bullshit where Charlie Kirk was killed, and the blood is on the Democrats' hands. That's all there is to it. Like it, don't like it, I don't care. But all of this shit started back in 2008. Why can't you find Obama's fundamentally changed the country speech? I have hunted for that because that was the start of where we're at now. That was when him and Hillary were fighting over the candidacy for 2008. What happened to Charlie was a bunch of radical leftists. They ain't even the left. That was Antifa. Antifa doesn't even like the left. They don't like socialists. They don't like Marxists. They are anarchy. And not like your average anarchist, where most anarchists, it's all volunteerism and, they just pretty much want to do their own thing. But Antifa is Obama's brown shirt army on a whole different level. When you think of Antifa, research and study Hitler's youth, Hitler's youth movement or youth army? That's Antifa. Only amped up a little bit more. Anyway, my prayers go out to Charlie's wife, kids, and I hope that things work out. Alright, later.